CBS 4 News is learning much more about what security forces are preparing for at the Democratic Convention.
CBS 4 investigator Brian Muss has been tapping into his law enforcement contacts for details of what might lie ahead. Brian's in tonight with what he's found.
Yeah, not surprisingly at all. Nobody really wants to talk on the record about what they're getting ready for, but we did get some people to talk on background. It's clear law enforcement may hope for the best at the convention, but they are preparing for every contingency you can imagine.
Like a football coach preparing for the next team, those in charge of DNC security have been watching tape of their opponents. They've been watching tapes like these of protesters around the world, watching the demonstrators' tactics so they can effectively respond. And they've been sharing these kinds of images and information with local police. One of the big concerns, protesters using cars to block roads and intersections or setting fire to junk cars and attempt to jam traffic, create bottlenecks and prevent delegates from getting where they need to go. Sources say police will be ready for protesters to try to block the doors to downtown hotels where delegates and dignitaries will be staying. These demonstrators in Spokane, Washington, protesting animal cruelty, chained themselves to try to block access to a circus. It's the kind of tactic police are preparing for in Denver. While most of the concern revolves around downtown, we are told security forces are also preparing for anyone attempting to block access to or from DIA by parking or abandoning cars on Pena Boulevard, the main line in and out of the airport. Since these methods have been used before, security forces in Denver will be prepared to see them used again. We've also learned about 1,000 protective suits like these are being distributed to what's known as the field force, 1,000 officers who will be on the front lines of demonstrations. The suits are designed to protect officers from chemical or biological attack. As one well-placed security official told me, for everything protesters in Denver might try, we'll have a counterattack.
Law enforcement officials who I spoke to for this story talked on the condition their names would not be used in this report. Clearly, they're preparing for any contingency because they really don't know what's going to happen.
But it's interesting looking back, they do have a pretty good idea what could happen based on other protests.
They're looking at the whole matrix of possibilities and preparing for everything.
Okay,
and that is
Brian.
what they have to do.
Thanks.
Yep.
Well, tonight the mayor's office is responding to a CBS 4 investigation into a detention center set up for use during the convention. Last